Morning. Today is Thursday, August 25th, 2022. This is a pre-market um, for the ES, the E-mini S&P 500, and we had some news earlier. It's already out, and right now we've been trading with a tiny gap up. It's tiny. Actually, it just closed the gap, but where we'll open in the next 45 minutes, 50 minutes, not sure. Of course, we could gap up. I'm presenting my pre-market as a gap up, but you just have to make an adjustment if you're actually considering these things, because we may open in range, and we may even open in range in value. Depends on what happens in the next 50 minutes. But we're looking now at trading right here at 4160-ish. We're just above the prior high of day. I have marked out 4161.75. That's the high from 2 days back. So if you can see right here on the regular trading hours, we pop back up out of this range, which has been sort of the tradition over the last couple weeks. And right now we're trading above, just below this high. What's it going to look like? How will the bars paint? Will we come back up and touch this 20 moving average, or is it going to be another balancing day with maybe a little of the upside, maybe not quite take out the low, or maybe we get down in here and we have a nice little 3-day trend line from these tops, and we have a new low, slightly lower, or could flush on down depending on what happens. We've got Jackson Hole's symposium going on today. Come on down to the bottom of this range, or to this 38.2 mark at 4096, the 4100 psych level, the 100 moving average at 4085. This region we could see, but we could also gap and go. We just had a little bit of a drive down into the range. So one thing I want to point out, I separated out the profiles in the overnight because you have two sessions. Let me pull this up here. O through G is the Asian session, and then this is the European session. A lot of times I'll just describe it as a zigzag or rotational, but in this case, I separated the profiles from J period because they had a strong move up. But since then, since that time of night, we have a double distribution to the downside. Okay, are we going to see continuation to the downside? I'm calling the overnight inventory. It's net long, but it's not 100% long. So we've got actually some correction going on, if you want to call it that. Not a fan of that, to the downside. But anyway, let's look at the strategies and the storylines here. Let's say we have a small gap up. Okay, we're looking at buying in the prior day's high area, and that would be from like 58-ish on up to 62-ish, right in this area. That's not like set in stone, but we've already closed the gap a little bit, looking for continuation to the upside. So now moving towards the overnight high and beyond. Don't mind the entries; you can find your own kinds of entries. But you want to have positive market internals, a failure to build volume inside the prior day's range, because we may extend down maybe to the overnight VPOC, maybe even come down to settle. But if we don't stay in there and we don't build value, and we pop back out, we're looking for continuation of the upside. And we also, let's say it takes 2 hours. If we see value developing up in here, maybe in this overnight range with a little extension down to the contract VPOC below the settle here, and we get overlapping to higher value, we may also again see a move to the upside, and longs would be in play. Very often in the ES, you have a initial seeming type of a trend direction or range direction, and then it reverses. So there's old business to take care of first, and then new business. So we're looking for new business. That may come at 10 a.m., may come a little later. Let's see here. I kind of closed my news, so I'm not sure. I've forgotten what comes after that. All right, so the next story would be to fall into daily trading range, which we are flirting with right now, and look for a move to balance. I'm right here. Look for a move to balance in prior day's range. Meaning we're not going to get a big move to the upside. We're not going to get a big move to the downside. We're maybe just going to balance and tool around in the prior 2 days range. We got another balancing day. The market internals in this case won't support continuation early. That means it won't be supporting it to the downside, or it won't be strongly negative and it won't be strongly positive. It'll be very mixed, and the tempo will be very slow, or relatively slow. And then the last thing would be continuation of. Wait a second. Trying to think if I'm missing one. So story 1 and story 3 are similar. This is a continuation of yesterday's move up because we did close higher yesterday and we took out the prior day's high. But are we going to continue the overnight move to close the gap from days back? So we want positive market internals, either a high confidence open to the upside or again develop overlapping to higher value early on, and look for overnight short covering price action, which will be a lot of pushes down and pops back up. That's sort of how that plays out. Excuse me. I should add another story here, and that would be to that would be sort of a ditto of story 3, but more not continuation, but continuation. Ever since we gapped down, let me look at this here. Ever since we gapped down here, we could get continuation again down to the bottom of this trading range. Okay, so that would take a pretty strong bar. Are we up for it? I don't know. I could see some equality with this bar. I have a bar that looks like this. Again, I'm trying to imagine what it might look like. We could see a move down to 41.10 area, maybe lower. Maybe take out this low here. Or even this low. I don't know. The tempo's not supporting it right now, but again, we have some news to look at. That's the pre-market for today. I hope you make a great day. Maybe I'll see you later. Okay, bye.